Hi, welcome back to Journey into Stories. Today I'm going to be doing my weekly check-in for February 2nd, 2025. This week I read 4 books. Overall, it was a really good reading week. I had, I believe, 3 4-stars and a 3-star. And in this video, I will also talk about the 2 books that Sophie and Indy chose for me from Book of the Month. So let's get started. The first book I listened to, and it was a very short audio book. I think it was like an hour and a half, but it was jam-packed with information. And I'm going to look down at Goodreads because I don't own the book, but I'll post it somewhere right here. And it's Robert Berdella, The True Story of the Kansas City Butcher by Jack Rosewood. This book, like I said, was jam-packed with information. It was horrifying what he did to his victims. I believe it was he killed 6 people over 4 years' time. And I'm surprised that a lot of people don't know more about this serial killer. For the hour and a half I listened to it, it just gave me goosebumps. It was pretty terrifying to listen to. And listen to what he did to his victims, how he was caught, and I'm just going to leave it at that. But it was a really good book, and I gave it 4 stars. The next book I read is called Dinner for Vampires by Bethany Joy Lentz, and it's Life on a Cult TV Show. And this was a Book of the Month book that I chose, and Sophie actually chose this for me to read. This book I gave 3 stars. I know cult things occur. When it's talked about religious cults, I just kind of lose interest. I hate to say that. It says, typically when I tell someone I was in a cult, their first response is, which one? I know they're hoping I'll say a cult they've heard about on some podcast or true crime TV show. I know this because I see the disappointment on their face when I say, just a small Bible-based group in the Pacific Northwest. You wouldn't have heard of it. The first few times encountering this disappointment made me feel insecure, worried my cult wasn't culty enough. After all, there was no branding, no strange rituals with psychedelics, no polyamory. How bad could it have been? Feeling like I needed to prove my cult's legitimacy, I learned to tell people straight away they stole over $2 million from me. This always perked people up, but was a cheap trick. It only reinforced the idea that a cult is defined by metrics. I not only read this physically, but I listened to the audiobook of it. I did enjoy learning about Bethany Joy Lentz. She's an actress, and the show that I know her from is One Tree Hill. I didn't ever watch that series, but my daughter was a fan of it, so I kind of heard bits and pieces throughout her time of watching it. It was very interesting to learn about her life growing up and marriage and having a baby and all of that. But the religious part of the cult, I don't know what's wrong with me, but cults and religion, they don't interest me as much as some other things that I can read about. But it was a good book. Overall, again, I gave it 3 stars. I will pass it on to see if my daughter wants to read it since she was a big fan of the show. I am glad that I chose this as Book of the Month. Okay, the next Book of the Month book that I read was Indy's pick, and it's The Wedding People by Allison Espach. And this is the book that I read. I thoroughly enjoyed my time with this. Indy gets the award for picking the better book this month of January. I would say I would have given it 5 stars. I just, at the very end of the book, I wanted just a little bit more of something. Phoebe ends up going to a hotel, and while she is there, she has an agenda. She meets a bride who is Lilia. I think her name was Lilia, and she's about to get married, and you just meet all of the wedding people that are attending this wedding at this hotel. And it was pretty heartwarming for this book. I really didn't look into anything about it. I didn't know what genre it was, but I did enjoy my time. I'll have to hang on. Let me look up what genre. Okay, I looked up the genre, and it's considered romantic comedy. It was a very, very good book. Again, I gave it 4 stars. Would have given it 5 stars if they added just a little more at the end of the book. But I thoroughly enjoyed my time with the wedding people. So Indy gets the award for picking the better book this month. Okay, the 4th book that I read this week is Twisted Love by Anna Wong. And this is one of my 25 books that I want to read in 2025. And this I also gave 4 stars to. It's about Ava and Alex and their relationship. Ava Chen is a free spirit trapped by nightmares of a childhood she can't remember. But despite her broken past, she's never stopped seeing the beauty in the world, including the heart beneath the icy exterior of a man she shouldn't want. Her brother's best friend, her neighbor, her savior, and her downfall. Theirs is a love that was never supposed to happen, but when it does, it unleashes secrets that could destroy them both and everything they hold dear. The relationship between Alex and Ava, and again, Alex is Ava's brother's best friend, and it was really good. I thought it would be kind of a steamy romance book, but it had a lot more involved than just that. So there was a little bit of a mystery that unfolds for you, and I really enjoyed the mystery part of it. I enjoyed the steamy parts of it, and it was really, really good. So I'm going to give this book, my first book that I read on my 2025 books I want to read this year. I'm going to go ahead and give this one 4 stars, and I'm excited to read the other 3 that I have right over there on a separate bookshelf. I'm guessing, I haven't looked into it, but she has a couple of friends, Ava, that are mentioned in the book, and I'm kind of guessing or wondering if the other 3 books that I own might get into their relationships that they have. Don't quote me on that. I don't know for sure, but I'm hoping, because I love when book series do that. They start with something, and then you meet people in the first book, and then the other books talk about certain characters. And so that's what I'm hoping. I don't really know that. Again, I haven't looked into it, but really excited to get one of my most wanted books to read this year off the list. And again, book 2, 3, and 4, that's not going to be counted towards the books that I want to read, but it's a series I want to get through. But book 1, again, was a book that I wanted to get read for this year. Yeah, overall, it was a really great reading week. 3, 4 stars. Almost a 5-star with the wedding people. I really love that book. I also just got done filming the puppies book of the month for February, so that'll be up any soon also. So with that, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're being kind to yourself. Be kind to one another, and I will see you in the next video. I hope you're reading something amazing. Bye, guys. Have a great day.